we do know our numbers are this. If we do 10 inspections, 5 of those inspections are going to require some type of remediation. It's typically just cleaning.
Hi there. Welcome to the Connecting KC podcast. I'm Rachel Kilmer, also known as Rach the Realtor on the internet, where I love, connecting all things KC. I'm a metro area real estate agent, retired sports reporter, and mom, and probably too old to call myself a TikToker, but honestly, that's how we got here. You can learn more at www.rachtherealtorkc.com. But this show is all about introducing you to all of the movers and shakers, interesting people, heartfelt stories, and funny quirks that make this vibrant community home. So let's get right to it with today's episode of Connecting KC. On today's episode of Connecting Kansas City, we are talking about... Yes, I said that. Today's guest is John Vaughan, the CEO of the Sewer Doctors. With diverse experience in business leadership, management, sales, insurance, and now sewer inspections, John leads the Sewer Doctors with his entrepreneurial drive and passion for disrupting the paradigm of the sewer industry. His vision and excitement set the tone for the organization and motivates our team of experts to strive for greatness each day. When asked what he hopes to be remembered for, he said, quote, "I just want people to remember me as a person who built a company that I and my family could be proud of, and that I brought a laugh or a smile into every conversation." And that is exactly what he's going to do today. John, thank you so much for being here today. There is no one else I would rather talk about with than the Sewer Doctors.
Well, great. I appreciate you being invited. That's awesome. That's great.
So tell me your story. How does one become a sewer line expert and launch a whole family business around it?
That's a killer question. I was not involved in this type of work growing up, if you will. I didn't go, what do I want to do for a living? Let's be a sewer inspector. That thought never came up, ever. But I ended up, I was more involved in white collar stuff. I sold annuities and insurance and things like that. And through the 2000s, I did pretty well. But in 2008, when everything crashed, so did what I was doing. And so I had to jump around, look around, had a wife and a couple kids at home. It's like, you don't go from 6 figures to $30,000 in 2 or 3 years and can pay the bills. So I answered an ad in 2012 with Roto-Rooter, a local plumbing company, big international probably plumbing company, for essentially a salesperson or a person that they could train to do sewer inspections and find problems and sell sewer lines. I was pretty successful with them, almost $1 billion a year in sewer lines I sold for them. I did that I was with them for 3 years. I kept running into, and this is specifically why I started my company, is that I learned the stuff. They trained me very well to take me more from white to a blue collar dude. I've never had so much fun. Right, I turned 60 this last year. I'll turn 61 next month. Anyway, not what I kind of planned to do. Anyway, I would run into so many people when I was out in a home because somebody had a backup when I was at Roto-Rooter. I ran into so many people who would utter these words to me, and this is where I built my company off of. The words were, "I just bought this house," when they got really lousy news about they had a sewer repair needed done, multi-thousands, and sewers were stupid expensive. And so I just, for a couple of years of hearing that over and over and over, I started thinking, I need to get on the front of this thing. I saw it devastate people, right, in their brand new home. I saw people move out of their houses or say they're selling their house that they just closed on when they found out they had a $20,000 sewer problem. I'm like, you're leaving? You just got this. And they're like, I can't. I had no way to pay for it. So I took my wife out I mentioned it to her off and on, and she's like, no, just say what you're doing. We were making good money doing what we were doing, and everything was fine. But my entrepreneur kept biting me every now and then, waking me up in the night. And I remember I took Michelle out to Red Robin and Independence one evening after an appointment earlier that day, and I told her the story. And it's real simple. Is that she's about a 75-year-old woman in Independence, had just gotten news from me that she had about a $6,000 a sag in her line that she needed repair. Right. Well, she'd moved into this house on a Sunday. Wednesday, she backed up into a finished basement, raw sewage into her finished basement. Thursday got news for me. It's because she had a 35-foot long sag in her line. Her line was terrible. And she said, did the guy know about this when he sold me the house? I said, if he was here for any length of time, then he's had problems with this. And so she said, well, he's been here for umpteen years, and how can I prove that? And I said, well, let's do this. I got on the phone with the dispatcher, wrote a router, and I said, how many times have we been to this house? And they said, well, we've been there 15 times in 10 years. And he had told her he'd never had a problem with the sewer. 15 times in 10 years. And she said, I'm suing him. I said, well, I don't blame you for that. Because I thought, if this was my mom. So I took Michelle out to dinner that night. I told her the story, and she looked at me like this. She goes, you have to do this, don't you? You have to start this company, don't you? I said, I do. So that was in the spring of 2015. April 15th, I incorporated, started Sewer Doctors. Back there, I was Sewer Doctor. Next year, we changed it legally to the Sewer Doctors when I hired Jordan. But that's how I got into this thing. We're 27,000 plus inspections later.
Wow.
Yeah, we've done a bunch of them. Yeah, we've done a bunch. So, and I'm having a blast.
Yeah.
I truly, I'm just still having a ball. So, and anybody who sees this that knows me will go, yeah, he's kind of a whack job. He's kind of too much fun. Anyway, so.
Well, I know you. Yeah, I know you have fun doing it firsthand because I'm a real estate agent. So I refer my clients to you guys, say, hire these guys to inspect your sewer line. And you always come in with your equipment and a big old smile on your face. And I don't know anyone else that enjoys sticking cameras down dirty pipes as much as you do. But truly, I think the average homeowner has no idea about the sewer line and their responsibility. Everyone knows to be scared of foundation problems, but people don't know how scared they should be of sewer line problems. So as a real estate agent, that's part of my education process for my buyers. But for people that have been in their houses for a long time, they may not know that. How like uneducated would you say the average homeowner is when it comes to their sewer line? They're just like living and have no idea that what it even is. Yeah. How do you handle that process?
Most of us never think about, me included prior to ever getting into this. We flush the stool, we run some water, and it goes away. Most people don't realize how, I want to say, not super complex, but how involved, if you will, a sewer system is in our life, and what once it comes up the floor drain and you've got all over the floor, everything comes to a standstill until this problem is solved. So people don't think too awful much about that unless it impacts them. A large percentage of sewer lines that are just maintained properly won't ever have problems, or the odds are really, really slim, but people just don't maintain them. They don't think about it.
Mm-hmm. What is the most ridiculous things that you've seen in sewer lines when you're scoping them? Because people flush all kinds of stuff down the toilet. They shouldn't, right?
Yeah, I've seen rings, jewelry. I've seen Hot Wheels and Legos and all sorts of stuff. The thing that I dug the most, and I've seen them 5 times now, that I dug the most, are the rats. So
what?
Oh yeah, rats. Yeah.
Do they climb in there themselves, or people are flushing them down toilet?
Yeah, they'll go in because everything's running to the manhole, not to the manhole, but to the sewer mains, right? And so the rats and whatnot get in the sewer mains. But the first time it ever happened was hilarious because I'm sitting here, I've got my camera down the line. I've got a homeowner back behind me, and I'm turned around into this guy, and I'm talking to him like this, and he's going like this, and then all of a sudden he goes like this. He's looking at my screen, and I'm going like this. I'm like, what is that face? He's not looking at me anymore. And I look down at my screen, and there's a rat right there in the camera, just looking sniffing all around, right? And they all do the same thing. So all 4 out of the 5 did the thing I wanted them to do, and that was to turn back around and walk away, which they did. I can only imagine what the rat's thinking, because he's sitting there looking down, and he's going, "What's it? It's a white light coming towards me." It's like, I don't. Right, so here comes this camera down to him, but then they'll run right out of the darkness up to it. Look at it. Well, 4 out of the 5 turned back around and left. Great, right? Because I know I got open pipe from them to me. I'm like, great. One, and I can remember right in Kansas City, where it's at, the house that it was at. This dude climbed over the camera and was coming up the line toward me. And I'm going, okay. And I had another inspector was there looking at it at the same time he was doing. I mean, he was a whole house inspector or whatever like that. And his name was John. He's looking at it and he goes, oh, that dude's coming towards you. I said, yeah, that dude's coming towards me. So I said, I'm going to be hopping up out of here real fast if he comes up out that clean out. If he comes out of the floor clean out, we're out of here. But he ended up making a turn off into another pipe before he were getting to me. So that was good. That turned out to be pretty good. But that was the coolest. I think that's the coolest thing there because they're fun. Every single one of them just right up to it and then turn around and walk away.
Hilarious. I never would have thought about that. So, okay, so educate us on sewer lines 101. I know older homes have typically clay pipes, newer homes. What materials are used throughout the decades of home construction, and which homeowners should be the most concerned and maybe take a look at it if they haven't before?
Great question. So up until probably the 70s, we had mainly outside the house, your sewer line outside your house was 6-inch clay tile pipe. So just there, it's built in sections. So let's say they're 1, 2, 3 foot long sections, maybe 4 foot long sections of pipe, and they essentially just kind of do this. There's a section, and they're doing this all the way across your yard, your 4 foot section, whatever. So that's outside the house, and then under your house, you would have up until the 70s, you would have cast iron pipe, and the cast iron pipe is it starts to corrode, rust out. It can eventually kind of start falling apart, truly, over time. But typical life is 50, 60 years or so. So if you've got a house that's 50, 60 years old, then it's absolutely a good idea to eyeball with the camera every now and then just to get a good look at the condition of your cast iron pipe because it'll just start disintegrating eventually, which can cause soft mass blockages and get it back up. Or anyway, so that's up into the 70s. Then a few products came out, but ABS was the first one. It's a black plastic pipe. And so a lot of times we'll see in homes in the 70s and later, we'll see ABS, the black plastic pipe inside the house, but there's still the clay tile outside the house. Is the way that went on into the 80s or so. And then PVC, which is the white plastic pipe. Then they started doing sewer lines essentially from inside the house all the way to the main in ABS or a combination of PVC or PVC and ABS, black plastic. And then you have the green kind of colored pipe that's outside the house that they use now, the kind of green blue color. I don't know. My wife says I'm colorblind. I'm going, she's going, that's clearly this. And I'm like, that looks like this to me. Anyway, but it's all plastic pipe now that's used in the sewer lines.
Okay. And if you have yes. So people that have a house that's, 80s, 90s or later probably have a plastic pipe outside. They still can have issues with blockages, right? If you flush things down, you shouldn't be. Can they have breaks in their pipes or are they pretty invincible to tree roots?
Yeah. Okay. Rachel, that's a great question. Or those are great questions. I used to tell people if the house is 20, 25 years old, you should inspect the sewer line with a camera. I don't do that anymore because I have found houses, brand new houses, $1 million houses with a multi-$1,000 issue with their sewer line. Nobody's even lived there yet. Right? And what happens with that is that you'll end up having typically it's a sag in the line where the pipe. So you want a sewer line going downhill all the time. So if that sewer line does this, that's a sag in it. That's going to hold water. It's going to hold waste. And so I've stopped telling people that. I'm like, look at every one of them. We have builders that use us just when they sell the house just prior to close. We come in and look, okay, give them the thumbs up or, oh, there's an issue. This is the thing that'll get you in a second, is that 1 in 3 of every brand new houses that we inspect needs to have the line jetted because of all the construction debris, all the gravel and crap and crap too, that's in the pipe. So we'll come in with a hydrojetter and we can jet all that stuff out of there. So it's 1 in 3. I've had countless houses less than 10 years old with a major sag under the house or out under the yard that was a multi-$1,000 issue that needed to be countless. I couldn't tell you. It's just, we do know our numbers are this. If we do 10 inspections, 5 of those inspections are going to require some type of remediation. It's typically just cleaning, right? 22%, somewhere right in there is there's a multi-thousand-dollar issue. So I tell people, well, think about this. That's 1 in 5 that is going to need to be taken care of, right? To keep it functioning properly. So, no question.
Yeah. I believe those numbers for sure. Just anecdotally from my experience with my clients, I would say like right on the money. That's exactly the ratio. So from a business owner's perspective, what has it been like for you to build a business and continue to grow and scale, hiring people? I know you got into this thinking I need to solve a problem for people, but then all of a sudden now you're running a business too. What has that learning process been like for you?
It's tough to find decent people. That's the tough part about it is, or in this industry, just honest people. Having somebody come in and bringing somebody on board is that's kind of a scary proposition a little bit, because you're going, this person's. It's easy when you got your little family of us, just a few of us doing it. We all have the same mindset. We all hate bad service. I can't stand bad service. If I'm go through a drive-through and you can't say, "Hey, good morning," or "Hey, how you doing," then I'm like, go get a factory job. That's, if you're going to be in front of people, then that's easy to say, "Hey, how you doing?" So it's hard to find people that you would go, "Okay, I'm going to give that to you." So I'll just use Justin as an example. Justin is our camera inspection, one of our camera inspection drain cleaning guys. I stole him from Roto-Rooter 3.5 years ago. I knew him from back when I was there. Honest guy, nice guy, a little bit more quiet than Jordan and me. Definitely not as wacky, but we just constantly get feedback from clients going, "This dude was fantastic. He explained everything." And I just encourage people, go check out our Google reviews. We got our first 4-star review of all of our 5 stars. Our first one, and it irritated me because what we give 100% 5-star reviews. I mean, that's it. So we got our first one, and when we contacted her and said, "Was there anything we could have done better to make it a 5-star?" She's like, "No." She wrote a glowing review. You guys are fantastic. Yeah, you did everything. You were what I needed you to be. And we're going, maybe just some people don't get 5 stars. Maybe that's it. Anyway, but he's gotten so many 5-star reviews just because of who he is, how he is, and he has the same mindset as we do. We want to give our best to our clients. With the way things have been the last couple of years, tough in the real estate market or whatever, that's kind of slowed us, and that too. We're all kind of going, all right, we need more inventory, and for sure we need a better opportunity and all that kind of stuff. But our drain cleaning has helped us out through all of that. Yeah, my challenge in the next few years is just going to be, how am I going to hand all this thing over to Jordan? Jordan's part owner. Our son is 32. He's a beast. And people who see this and have met Jordan will go, "Oh yeah, he's fantastic." So that's going to be the challenge, because I want to grow my drain cleaning business. I think we're the best drain cleaners in Kansas City, no question about it, augering or hydrojetting. But that's I do have some challenges there that I'm going to have to figure out how to get past or overcome. The right people are out there. We just have to look to find them, no question about it. And I expect the things to get rocking again pretty soon with the economy and the housing market. You have a better beat on that than I do, but we know things are going to come whipping back around on us. So we used to do 80. I'm running on. Should you want to ask anything, you get in here. I was just going to tell you about, we used to 80 to 90 camera inspections a week. So, yeah. And we're down to 30 to 40 is all at the moment.
Really? Well, yeah, it's coming. I'm telling you, the market is about it. Like, I just had a house that we put back on the market this past week that had a canceled contract. It was previously on the market before the holidays, and we had a heck of a time getting it sold. Put it back on the market under contract less than 24 hours. So it is picking back up big time.
Good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So tell me, how many family members are involved with this business? And do you have immediate family members that have opted to not participate in the business, and kind of what's that dynamic like?
That's a good question. We've had we'll say this, our daughter has joined us as well. So I started it, Jordan, 2016, 2017, stole my wife away from a great job to come and run it for me. She's like, "How'd you do this on your own?" I got no idea how I was doing it on my own back then. I just don't. Scheduling, the whole deal. No way. Right. And that's not who I am. I'm not good at that kind of stuff. But we've had just direct family members. Just our daughter has helped at some point in the past too. She's worked phones and done stuff behind the scenes for us. But yeah, that's it. We're very small. I would, even if I had opportunity to make it go crazy big, I probably wouldn't want the headaches. Maybe we give it all to Jordan and it goes crazy, crazy big, and that'd be great for him. No, no, I'm up. I'm fishing on my pond. So
I was gonna say, you can watch from a chair in retirement and say, "Good job, son."
and we're all super close. Really, we're maybe a little bit odd in that way. So
That is awesome. Okay, last two questions I ask everyone that comes on the show. First one is, what is a great meal that you've had out and about in Kansas City recently?
well, I cook the best steaks on the planet. Whoever had one would tell you that. So I don't go out for steak much. Uh, I don't. I took Michelle to Eddie V's on the Plaza. Was fantastic. I did that. Yeah, that was the most recent, I would say. Great. Spent $400 or $500. What? Anyway, yeah, but it was nice. Now I can't remember if that might have been an anniversary or a birthday. I can't remember which one it was. But Eddie V's great. Food was great. Yeah.
John, it was not as good as yours, but close. Yeah. You're not balling out on $500 dates just on a random Tuesday.
No, it doesn't happen.
Michelle deserves that. So
Yes,
you
yes, she
need
does.
to.
Yes, I say a lot that I got the best one. I don't know anybody want to put up with me too awful much, but this girl after 36 years is still here and still loving me. So,
Oh, so sweet. Love it.
yeah. So Eddie V's, try it out. It's good food.
It is great. I concur. Okay, last question is, where can people find you? Social media, your business website, if they want to have you out to take a look at their house, kind of give us the whole scoop there.
Yeah. So Sewer Doctors, the sewerdoctors.com is where you can find us, and you can reach out to us. We have a chat feature on there. Michelle, and she's got us on wherever she's got us, Facebook and all of that stuff, Instagram. I don't know, all of those things that you can go out and find on social media. You can find the Sewer Doctors. That's definitely not my expertise. But yeah, and if you want to reach out to us, email is info@thesewerdoctors.com, or you could reach Michelle or John at sewerdoctors.com. But yeah, does that help? Did I get it?
That's
You're
perfect.
probably
That's perfect.
tagging it. The dude doesn't know hashtag. Guy doesn't have a clue. Hashtag. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah,
So,
somewhere Michelle is like, I told you the name of all of our social media sites 4 times this week, John.
that's it. I'll go. And you've known me 36 years. One ear and out the other.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, that's we're out there. You can come find us on Facebook, and yeah.
And if you watch closely driving around the city, you'll see your vans. You can't miss them. The blue and red with the cartoon guy. Like, I pass you guys all the time. So
That's good. That's
Yep.
that's better than us passing you, which would who drive it. How are they doing on that?
They're driving
yeah.
great. Yep.
Yeah, good.
All
That's
right.
awesome.
Well, John, thank you for taking the time. Very much appreciate it. Love what you guys do, and I'll see you out at someone's house here soon, I'm sure.
Rachel, it's been my pleasure. It's great to see you again.
All right. Thanks, John.